Coming up, mayors' meetings. Mayors from around the country are meeting in D.C. to discuss the future of education policy.
And making music. If you've ever wondered what happens at the National Cathedral after hours, we'll look at the man behind the pipes. District Wire News starts right now.
Good afternoon, I'm Annie Aho.
And I'm June Kim.
A high-level meeting in Washington today, but for once it wasn't the economy on the agenda. Mayors from some of the country's biggest cities discussed ways to improve childhood education. Mark Sipp reports.
Education was the issue of the day, as the United States Conference of Mayors met to discuss the role they could play in improving schools. The conference's keynote speech was delivered by U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan, who advocated for greater mayoral involvement in education.
At the end of my tenure, if we still only have 7 mayors in charge of public schools, I think I would have failed. And so I want to do whatever I can to help those mayors that are fighting to gain control or keep the school into a high-performing charter school.
New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg showed up as well to discuss improving health care, which he equated to education.
Comprehensive reforms that we also got to brought into our school system are exactly the kind of innovative, out-of-the-box thinking that we need if we are going to make sure that everybody gets the kind of health care that they need.
The mayors, including D.C.'s own Adrian Fenty, put forth several proposals. These include greater teacher accountability and a year-round school year. Mark Sipp, Washington.
Barack Obama is on his first major international trip as president. He's in London today for the G20 summit. The meeting will address the global economic concerns. Obama is looking for common ground between America and Europe on ways to solve the crisis. His visit comes as a CNN poll found 8 out of 10 Americans believe Obama is respected overseas.
Al-Qaeda is claiming responsibility for the latest terrorist attack in Pakistan. 12 people were killed in the city of Lahore. Gunmen invaded a police academy, killing 6 cadets during an 8-hour siege. The attack ended when 3 of the terrorists blew themselves up. Police arrested the remaining 4. It's the second terror attack in the city this month.
Students at American University are camping out to protest Israeli policy towards Palestinians. Haifa Al-Mubarak has more on this story.
Students at American University may notice something different on campus. A tent inside members of Students for Justice in Palestine used this space to raise awareness to Israeli human rights violations. At this protest, David Kirschbaum, founder of the Palestine Media Project, states to students the different types of crimes that he says Israel committed. He also suggests ways to stop these crimes.
And really there cannot be peace until these crimes have stopped. And it's true that maybe Hamas rockets also are a crime, but they cannot compare to the scale of these other crimes that have been perpetuated for 60 years by the State of Israel. So I think that is the main motivating factor that keeps the conflict going.
This student, a member of Students for Justice in Palestine, explains her goal for participating in this protest.
Show people that the conflict is real. You know, it's easy for us to, excuse me, it's easy for us to be here in our, little bubble and not really be aware of everything that's going on. And when you meet people who tell you about their, their hardships, it makes you want to be involved.
Sleeping bags are also an important part of this protest, since students are putting them to great use while they continue in this 5-day campout. Haifa Al-Mubarak, District Wire News.
Put down those nuts. Pistachios are being recalled because of a salmonella outbreak. A California pistachio company is recalling almost 1 million pounds of shelled and unshelled pistachios that have been on the market since the fall. No illnesses have been reported so far, but the FDA is warning consumers to avoid pistachios until the problem has been resolved.
The Centers for Disease Control say 1 in 3 American kids is overweight. But one consumer health company is looking to its roots to get kids moving again. Kate Setta reports from the Capitol.
Studies say that obese kids are more likely to be obese as adults.
Children with obesity can suffer terribly. They can face depression, social stigmatization, and a greater risk for poor academic performance. And of course, they also face very real physical comorbidities that simply shouldn't be a factor in a child's young life.
The Humana Foundation is a consumer health company founded in Louisville, Kentucky. So when the company decided it wanted to promote exercise for kids, it thought back to a Kentucky tradition.
Off and running in the Kentucky Derby.
Today, Humana launched the American Horsepower Challenge. The program partners Humana with 20 members of Congress and 2,000 middle school-aged kids. The challenge is an online game. Kids create a cartoon horse avatar that's powered by steps taken in the real world, measured on a pedometer.
And I think we need to figure out a way to combine the current environment kids grow up in with, the need for getting up and moving. They play games, they sit on the couch, they don't have the exercise built into their lifestyle that we did when we were younger.
Humana says it hopes the program will motivate kids away from video games and toward exercise. For District Wire News, I'm Kate Setta.
Spring commencement is just around the corner, and today's graduation fair is bringing students one step closer to walking across the stage. University representatives are on hand to tell each fair attendee if they're eligible to graduate. But fair organizers say the most popular attraction is cap and gown measurement. Students must then order regalia online by April 10th. There are also plenty of tables to browse for class rings, announcements, diploma frames, career advice. The fair concludes today at 6 p.m.
The School of Communication is sponsoring an American Forum event tonight. The topic, Are Media Making Us Dumber? Panelists include industry professionals from NPR and USA Today, as well as AU professors and writers. The event is in Ward 1 on AU's campus at 6:30. Students are encouraged to attend, and the event is open to the public. Coming up after the break, changes in metro services in Alexandria are being considered, but what will it cost? We have reaction from locals.
And the Phantom of the Cathedral takes us behind the music of Washington's most prominent church.